Hey there, YouTube. Seth38101, or whatever the channel is displaying these days, because everything has changed. So I don't know what it's looking like, but I was just reviewing a lot of my old YouTube content, listening to me talk about life back then, and just seeing how my 20-year-old self, or myself in my 20s, was viewing life and everything. I should be adjusting this. And it's just amazing how, when you're younger, the things that the way you feel about life and things like that seems so burdening and grand, and or like your life is so hard. But then when you actually become like a full-on adult, your late 30s, your 40s, and then you rewatch those videos, you're just kind of like, oh man, oh my God, I would take all of that times 10 versus what life really has to dish out as you get older. I've spoke about the losses that I've been through here on I spoke about here on YouTube about the losses that I've been through. I lost my father in 2019, then my grandmother, then my grandfather, then two childhood friends. One was very close, and a mentor back at the radio station, all gone. And now, this month, September of 2025, I have lost my mother. And watching the decline of her mentally was the hardest struggle I've ever been through in my life. And wanting to help her, but not being able to, because, alongside of what she was dealing with, I was dealing with, unemployment hit me there for a bit. Car trouble hit me there for a bit. But on top of that, where I currently live, there's two of us here, and there's zero room to have anybody else move in here. And the steps to get into this place literally runs up the side of the building, and is not a particular situation I would want to have my mother going up and down. And long story short, she ended up with a dementia, basically vascular dementia, which is sad. But her death came very untimely, because she ended up into 4 different facilities within 8 months, which, if you know anything about dementia, that's not how you do it. Not only that, but these facilities pumped her full of psychiatric drugs, called her a schizo, and called her bipolar, when no, she was just having cognitive issues, and all the moves and the druggings. That's a story for another time. I'm going to make a long video about, what happened there, just as an educational video. So if anybody down the road starts facing this situation, I want to help you prevent kind of what we experienced. And it's very tragic what we went through with this. But here we are in 2025, and well, what can we say about this year? I was making YouTube videos through the 2008, 2009 year as well, when we had the economic crisis, and what happened during that time. But nothing, my God, nothing compares to what we're seeing in the world these days. I mean, I think we're witnessing the very beginning of societal collapse. Because if you look at the steps to societal collapse, social collapse, which we are already experiencing. Give me a second. My cat's going crazy over something. I don't know what he's doing, but he's going crazy. But we also have very polarizing political parties now versus, you know, more common sense, which we've always, I mean, the country's always had political unrest, but the way it's happening these days is just out of control. It's infiltrated our entertainment, our music, your friends. You can't get on Facebook. It's just so disgusting. And then the prices of everything is so high. I don't even know how we survive. I don't know how we are surviving. And then for me personally, with everything that I've been through, I've had hardships this year that struck my DJing. Obviously, we have had hardships that struck, you know, the family with the decline and passing of my mother. It's just, you know, when you put that on top of everything else going on in the world, I don't know how the hell we are surviving. I just, you know, I don't understand it at all. It's mind-blowing. I currently work from home, so I'm combining making a video with working, but I just wanted to check in because YouTube has been a great diary to look back on my life, though over the past decade and a half it's been pretty sparse. There's not much that I've put out there that I've, you know, I haven't filled in a lot of things that's happened, but it's just looking back on those old videos, talking about how hard life is, and then also saying, man, I can't believe how much time has passed, and I make a reference to a previous time, and then I'm like, younger me, that is only 7 years. That's only 7 years. And then look back on this video and see that it was that the video itself was made 17 years ago. So, so there's no structure to this video. I'm just putting something out there to get an update. It's been a very rough year, a very, very rough year. And I don't think just for me, I think for a lot of people, it's been a very rough year. And then having my mother pass, which my mother's been my rock. She's been my support. She's been my support with the DJing, the music, even here on YouTube. You know, my dad was pretty cool, but he just wasn't involved or supportive with anything like that. Not that he didn't support, he just, you know, he's dad. You know, I do have a lot of traits from my dad, but my mother, she gave me a lot, you know. And, you know, the way things went down, you know, she didn't get to close out her life. There's a lot of open loose ends out there that we're still trying to figure out. But that's, like I said, that's a story for another time. And I will definitely, I do want to make a video about that, because I really think there's something to be learned about what I went through with my mother, that if I look back, there's certain things that I should have seen, certain things that should have been done, and I think sharing that story will help a lot of people out, because I can't bring my mother back. What's done is done. You know, time goes one way and we can't rewind it and go back. So the only thing I know to do is just share the story with the world and anybody who will come across that video, and just say, hey, this is what you do, and don't make these mistakes, because you can't go back. But that's all for now. Just thought I'd make a little video. Got to get back to my day job here. My place this place looks messier than it is. You see this, and I just got a rag and my headphones laying here, but you'll just notice that in the video. But that's all. I'm gonna get off here now and finish my drink here and get back to work. So peace.